2016 Jeep Cherokee. Customer complaint. Vehicle cut off yesterday. Wouldn't start back up. Battery was dead. Called a tow truck for a jump start. Would not start back up. The tow truck driver told her it was probably too hot outside, and she didn't really believe that. Her dad owns a small service station repair shop. They don't really do transmission work. They don't do in-depth diagnostics, I don't think, especially electrical. So she was thinking she either needed a TCM or a transmission, and that's what we're going to figure out. I've already checked it out. I've already road tested it, so I decided to make this video like during it. So I hope I hope it comes out okay, and I hope that somebody can learn from this, because this might be a fix that's very, very simple, and you won't have to spend thousands of dollars to take it to the dealer. You can virtually fix it yourself, and I'm going to explain how in this video. Thanks for watching. Please bear with me. I know my editing skills and my talking skills ain't the best yet, but we're only a month and a half into this YouTube journey and filming myself on camera with the editing and all that. So I feel like I've came a long way, and I haven't even had time to apply myself like I want to. But here we go. Let's get into the video. The first thing I checked was to make sure, you know, easy stuff, basics. You know, the fuses were already been checked. Those are all good. I checked to make sure these terminals are tight. I checked to make sure we got no loose connections here. That's your computer, the control module for, I'm pretty sure the transmission and the engine. I could be wrong. I don't work on these Jeeps, so I really don't know. This is a friend of mine, so I'm trying to help her out. But I visibly have checked everything, and it's hot as hell now. And I don't really see much. There ain't no dipstick on the transmission. The dealerships are getting away from that, so you have to bring the car to them. But yeah, let's figure it out. First thing I did was do a road test, and the car drives fine. It starts and stops automatically like it's supposed to from the factory. I personally do not like that. I don't understand what that helps. I feel like it causes more problems in the long run, and I'm pretty sure that's our issue in this case. She told me that they unplugged that system at one point because she didn't like it. Well, yesterday, you know, it's been plugged back in since, and it worked 2 or 3 times. It caught me off guard. I was like, oh wow, this thing's messed up. Well, no, it was just that doing it. So now it's not doing it all. It has a button right here to turn it on and off, and it's not doing anything. As you can see, it's not doing anything at all. So I've already scanned it. It had a bunch of communication codes, loss of communication codes, battery voltage codes. So that tells me there's an electrical issue, but it might not be wires. You know, it could just be a bad battery, failing alternator, failing starter, ground issue, a TCM issue. It could be anything at this point. But she was ready to already buy a new car or take it to the dealership because how expensive these cars are to fix. And that's what the world wants you to do nowadays, is throw it away and buy new. They don't want you having old stuff and fixing your old stuff and all that. But that's what I'm here to help you guys do. Let's get these old cars fixed. You know, 2027, I was told they're putting cameras in the cars. You know, I don't really care about that. Some people do, some people don't, but that's an invasion of privacy, and it's not right. You know, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, let's fix this car. Yeah, it's driving just fine now, shifting like it's supposed to, but that light's still on. It could have a intermittent alternator problem. It could have an intermittent battery problem, or it could just be, you know, a connection, you know. So that's what we're going to figure out. So next step is I'm going to recommend that we do a battery test, we do an alternator check, and read the live data on the scan tool to see what the system's charging at. That's actually going to be the first thing I'll do. Then I'll recommend the other things and see if they want to do it or if they want me to do it, and we'll go from there. So we're looking for anything to do with the charging system. Volts, See, I don't know what all this is supposed to be. Alright, there's a problem. Active exhaust valve 2 initial position. Okay, so we need to look that up, see what that's talking about. Now, just because that number is red doesn't mean that, oh, you got to replace that part. SNA signal not available. I don't know what that means. Start, stop, running. See, right now we're parked in gear. So that start, stop system should turn us off, but it's not. You can type in battery voltage in this thing and it'll pull up that. Oh crap, it's right there. Learn something new every day. Alright, so it is charging and it has plenty of volts. But let's continue to look through here. There's 250 displays, PIDs as they call them. Every car is different. The scan tool tells you how many systems it's going to read you. Maximum boost ratio. I wonder if this thing... I didn't really do my procedure the right way. Usually I get familiar with the car I'm working on first, but I'm not at my shop. I'm at somebody else's and I don't have my paperwork with me or anything, and I really just didn't think it was going to be this much time involved with it, and I really didn't think I was going to start making a YouTube video, but we did. Throttle inlet pressure is in the red. Yeah, it's high. We gotta figure all that. She was complaining of a noise too. Transmission okay for engine stop. False. Okay, we had to figure all that out. That's it. Alright, well, I'm gonna go back and talk to Miss Jacqueline and see how she wants to do this, if she wants me to take it or if she wants to leave it there, and I'll get back with you guys. They are doing road work everywhere in York County. Everywhere in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area is nothing but road work. This is a off-road, like a side road to the main highway, Route 17, and Route 17 is pretty much completely stopped. You got to sit in a bunch of traffic, and now they're doing road work here, building buildings. They're putting, this used to be woods a couple months ago, and there used to be pretty much like a small town, little city or type deal county, and now it's getting to be pretty big and getting to be pretty mainstream, and a bunch of Chipotle's and all that type of stuff and whatnot. It used to just have, you know, your old Hardee's, McDonald's, but now we got Chick-fil-A, we got a Waffle House coming. You know, it's a small little area already populated. So they're putting a road in, I reckon. Putting a road in. I was sitting there talking to the camera and they are telling me to go. And how many of you would have to be told not to drive on the new road? I mean, clearly they're working on it, but he made sure he told me like 5 times not to drive on the new road. I gotta be careful here, you know, but this ain't the new road. This is just overflow. Stuck behind a street sweeper. He didn't even know I was behind him. This is Graphtex, Jacqueline's dad's shop. This is the line for state inspections. It's actually pretty short right now. Usually it's out the door. That's it right there. I'm making this video basically to help maybe somebody learn something. As she was ready to tow it to the dealer or get a new car. Basically, that's not what you need to do. You need to have it properly diagnosed. I mean, honestly, you can do it yourself if you have the right tools and whatnot. But anyway, or you could take it to a trusted shop and get it done. But I'm hoping I can help somebody do it. if you have a scan tool, you can go on there and look at your codes. They had a little cheaper scan tool. Mine's not that expensive, $800 scan tool, but they had like a little handheld reader one, and it doesn't pull up every single code. Well, I'll put the codes in this video, but it had a lot of codes, and all of them are communication and voltage codes. So when your battery or your voltage charging system drops below 12 or low 12 sometimes, that could cause all kinds of haywire for these cars that do all kinds of crazy things, because there's so many modules, so many computers. That's the same thing, but they have different names. But there is so much that can go wrong with these. It can cause all kinds of cause all kinds of problems. The car will go haywire, and it's all sometimes just a simple battery or a loose connection or a ground. Now, she has been having problems with this thing throughout the years. I've already looked at it once. She's had it 2 or 3 years. Well, you can't fix something that's not broke. When you bring it to me, it has to be broke for me to fix it. So basically, when you see, the warning light like this one was on, that's a good indication that, you have a problem in the, arising. Sitting in traffic, start with the stop start car, that does draw the battery down quite much. So that could very well be just the battery, or it could be the starter drawing too many amps. It could be the alternator. I'm looking at him like, turn that lawnmower off. It could be the alternator. I mean, it could be anything, but I just wanted to really make this video to help educate people so they don't take it to a shop and they be like, oh, I think my TCM's bad. Then all of a sudden you're paying $3,000-$4,000 for something you don't need. That happens all the time. And honestly, some shops don't even diagnose cars right, especially the dealerships. The dealerships, they have to keep their doors open. It's big business. It's big corporate. They have to keep their doors open, and the shop, I'm not saying all dealerships are bad, but from my experience of taking a car to the dealership, sometimes when I have a transmission issue and I know it's not the transmission, and the customer was like, well, ever since you touched it, it's been having this problem. So I will send it to the dealership and get them to do a diagnostic on it, so I can try to show the customer that, hey, it's not this issue. It's worked, and it's also backfired in my face, because the dealership will literally look at a transmission, anything transmission issues. At least the GM dealerships, the Ford dealerships, and the Dodge dealerships that I've dealt with, they will look at a transmission issue and they don't have anybody to build them, and they just replace them, sell them a reman, and get it over with. And even if it is a computer issue, I don't know what they do about that. I would hate to see somebody go spend, upwards of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 on a transmission at the dealership. Then all of a sudden the dealership's calling them and say, hey, you need a computer. So then you get to thinking, was my transmission even bad? You don't know, because that's why you need to get it properly diagnosed. That's why finding a trusted mechanic in your area and is very, very helpful. And that's what I'm trying to be in my area for certain cars only. I don't work on all the cars anymore. I don't like working on foreign cars. I want to just stick to, if I had it my way, it'd be nothing but Chevrolet trucks. I love them. They're easy to work on. There's good money in them, especially in the transmissions. And I just enjoy Chevrolets. I've been a Chevrolet guy my entire life. I just recently got this Ford, and it's left me stranded more than any other vehicle I've had in my life. And I've had a lot of different vehicles. But anyway, I'm not going to keep rambling. I just wanted to make this quick video to, get a second opinion sometimes, or take it to a trusted shop, or buy a handheld scanner and figure it out yourself. Yeah, not all the handheld scanners will tell you everything you need to know. Like this particular one, Chrysler's software is weird. I have like I said, a cheaper scan tool. It's a weird software. The voltage is stuck at 14.14, which is good. But most cars, that number bounces because the engine idling or the engine running. But this one's just stuck, and I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. I'm figuring it out. But now it won't even do the start thing. And she usually has it unplugged, but now it's plugged back in. So we might have more than one issue here. I don't know how much further I'll be going with it. just because I know that if it is a TCM problem or it is a loose connection problem, I just don't know at this point. So if I do anything, I will make it put it in here. Like I said, I'm not the one working on this car, just was given a hand. So what I am going to tell her to do is, which I already have, is do a load test on the alternator and the battery, and do a check on the alternator, see if they pass, and if they're good, just maybe keep driving or whatever. But I mean, it was one episode that it did it. But I'm thinking the auxiliary battery might be bad. I read on ChatGPT where it had one. I didn't verify for myself. But it would make sense if it's bad and you're in traffic and the car's just start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. It's pulling too much voltage from that little battery, and the alternator might not keep up. The big battery might not keep up. If it's supposed to have an auxiliary start battery and it's not working, that very well could be the problem. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, this is my little desk area. I wanted to say something about this sign. My great grandfather had a shop back in the 50s in Illinois doing hydromatic transmissions. When they first came out, the hydromatic automatic transmission. That's a replica of it. My grandfather gave it to me for Christmas, I think 2 years ago, because I was asking about it and wanting to build like a history wall in my shop. So I'm a 4th generation auto mechanic in the automotive industry, a 3rd generation transmission builder. My great grandfather had that shop. My grandfather had a shop in Denby, Newport News, Virginia. A towing business, and he was into the Model A's. He sold parts and had like a hobby shop type deal going on there. That's where I grew up and learned all this. My younger brother Trent, is in the automotive industry. I didn't mention the 3rd generation because we don't talk about that guy, and if that dude's watching, he can go eat I don't care. That's how we feel about that. I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Transmission Service Center, located in Yorktown, Virginia, home of the 6L80 transmission. I'm just kidding. We do a little bit of everything, but those are my favorite. We have them on special right now, able to ship them wherever you want. We have plenty of different price tiers and options to choose from. Or if you're in the area and want to bring the whole truck, give me a call, shoot me a text, email me. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of me. All you got to do is Google Transmission Service Center, and you'll figure it out.